When I left home, I promised I would return soon. 10 years passed, and when I finally came back, nothing was the same. I was young, full of dreams. I wanted to see the world, to earn money, to prove myself. I can still feel that last hug, my arms wrapped around my parents, the words tumbling out of my mouth, filled with youthful confidence. I'll be back soon. The village was small, a quiet place tucked away from the noise of the world, filled with faces I thought I would always recognize, faces etched into my memory forever. But I was in a hurry, so eager to start my new life, so focused on the horizon ahead. I didn't notice the finality of that last look back. The image of my childhood home, the familiar path, the waving hands. I took it for granted, believing it would all be waiting for me, unchanged. That was my first mistake. 10 years. It sounds like such a long time, but it can pass faster than you think. It slips by day, month by month, year by year. I built a new life in a bustling city, far from the quiet lanes of my village. I made new friends, climbed the ladder of success, and chased the dreams I had left home for. In the beginning, I wrote letters, long pages filled with my adventures and promises to visit. But as time went on, the city's pace became my own. Life got in the way. Letters were lost in the chaos, calls went unanswered amidst busy schedules. The connection began to fray, stretched thin across the distance. I told myself, I'll return soon. Every year I made the same empty promise. Next year, I would say. Next year, when I have more time, more money, when things are more settled. But life only became busier, the demands more pressing. Each year that passed made the return feel like a bigger and bigger task, something to be planned for the distant future. I was so caught up in building a life for tomorrow that I forgot about the life I had left behind yesterday. Until the years became 10. An entire decade had vanished, and with it, a part of me I didn't even realize was missing. Finally, the day came when a deep, unshakable feeling took hold, a longing for home that I could no longer ignore. I left everything behind: the job, the apartment, the life I had so carefully constructed, and began the journey back. My heart raced with a mixture of excitement and anxiety as the familiar countryside came into view. The train ride felt like a journey back in time. But as I got closer, a strange feeling began to settle in. The road I once knew, the one I had walked 1,000 times, seemed smaller, quieter, emptier. The trees were taller, the old landmarks had changed. I tried to reassure myself, thinking, it will all be the same. Mom will be in the kitchen, Dad will be in the garden, and everything will be just as I left it. But I was wrong. So terribly wrong. I reached the house, my house. The paint was faded and the garden was overgrown. The door was closed. There was a stillness about the place that felt unnatural. No laughter drifted from the windows, no familiar voices called out a welcome. An eerie silence hung in the air. I knocked, my knuckles rapping against the weathered wood. Once, twice, silence. A few neighbors walked past on the street, their faces unfamiliar or perhaps changed by time. No one smiled. No one recognized me or called my name. I was a stranger in my own home. With a growing sense of dread, I sought out an old family friend, someone who might have answers. I asked about my family, about my childhood friends. And the answers, they hit me like a storm I never saw coming. My father had passed away 5 years ago. My mother, unable to manage the house alone, had moved to live with a relative in another town. My best friend, the one I had shared every secret with, had left the village years ago in search of his own future. The people I loved, the people I assumed would wait for me forever, had built new lives. Lives that continued on without me. They had grieved, they had healed, and they had moved on. I was a ghost from a past they had already put to rest. It was in that moment, sitting on the old wooden bench outside the empty house, that I realized something I had foolishly ignored for 10 years. Success outside, the money, the career, the recognition. It means nothing if you leave your roots behind, if you sever the connections that shaped you. Time waits for no one. It doesn't pause for your ambitions or wait for you to be ready. And the people you love, they can't put their lives on hold. They continue to live, to grow, to change. I sat there as the wind whispered through the trees, a lonely sound that echoed the emptiness in my heart. And I understood I had returned, but it was too late. Not too late to see the place, but too late to reclaim the time. Too late to return the years I had lost. Life. It has a way of taking you far, pulling you toward distant horizons and new beginnings. But your heart, it always remembers home. It remembers the love, the laughter, the feeling of belonging. If you leave without remembering to look back, to stay connected, to cherish what you have, even when you return, you might find that some doors stay closed forever. I returned after 10 years, and some things cannot be undone. The lost moments, the unspoken words, the missed goodbyes, they are ghosts that will walk with me now. But I carry the lessons with me, and now I tell this story, hoping you remember. Cherish the moments you have today, and the people who fill them, before it's too late. Thank you for listening. Remember your loved ones, call them, visit them, and always value the moments that truly matter. Please don't make the same mistake I did.